and welcome back to my channel and to another food shopping haul. If you're new here, then my name's Vicky and I do shopping hauls every single week, and I have been for about 4 years. But this week I've decided to change it up a little bit. The cost of living is rising rapidly in the UK especially, so I thought it would be a good idea to go into a supermarket and see what the best value items are that they have to offer. So by that I mean their very lowest tier brands, what used to be called value brands, like in Tesco's. I don't know if you remember, they used to be like blue and white striped packaging. So they've definitely updated packaging on things, but there is still a bottom tier brand where you can get really good prices on certain items. So what I've done is I've made my usual shopping list, and I have got stuff in my fridge and freezers, so this is just the kind of thing I would usually do every week. I think, right, what do I need this week? And I've simply gone into the shop and bought those in the lowest tier possible. I thought I would share them with you. So what I'll do is I'll put each price of each item up on the screen, because although I usually tell you prices, I can be a few pence out and I want to get this exact. What I also thought could be a good idea would be for me to do a series on how to feed your family on a budget. So create meals using the value products or as cheap products as I can that are still filling and nutritious for the whole family. So if you're interested in that, then let me know down below. I'm also going to do a follow-up video on what I thought of these products, what I'd keep, what I wouldn't use again, that kind of thing, what I thought of the value, the quality, because it's all very well me buying these foods and you never hearing about it again, but I know that I personally would be interested to see what people actually thought. And if they continue buying them, just let me know what you think. I just think it would be a good time to be sharing what value items are worth purchasing, how cheap you can get things, and more importantly, what meals you can make with those items. So without me rambling anymore, let's go and have a look at the video and then I'll let you know what I spent. Okay, so this is what I bought. Obviously I already have some stuff in the cupboard, so there was no point doubling up on things. Everything I needed on my shopping list, I tried my very best to get in Tesco's own brand or value brand, basically the lowest tier that you can get if they did it. So we'll start off with fruit and veg. A lot of their fruit and veg is either Nightingale Farms or this Rosedene Farms or Suntrail Farms, and this is the lowest price produce they do. So we've got 6 kiwis in here. I got some cherry tomatoes. I was going to get baby plum, but they were really soft, so I got some of these instead. We got one cucumber, which is just Tesco cucumber. They don't do anything less than this one. Same with the lettuce and the cauliflower. They don't seem to have a more value option than what they've already got. So I got one iceberg lettuce. The lettuce is all one price. It's not done on weight, so it is always worth picking the biggest one, and always try and look for the one that doesn't have like the brown kind of ooze on the bottom of it. I don't know what the technical term is, but I always look for the biggest lettuce because it's the same price. Same with the cauliflower. These are all done by just single price. They're not weighed, so I looked for the biggest one that I could find. I got some Nightingale Farms peppers, one red, one yellow and one green. Some Braeburn apples, so there's 6 in each of these, and they're not massive, but they're not the tiny apples either, so my husband would probably eat 2 at a time, but for me or my son's one would probably be okay. Bananas are just their normal non-packaged bananas, although I think the ones in the bags are the same price as if you don't buy them in the bag. I just don't, because it saves on plastic. I got some Suntrail Farms grapes. So the date on these is the 27th of May. The ones with the 29th of May actually were quite squishy and wet looking, so I went for a shorter date but better looking grapes. So I've got some medium egg noodles. Again, Tesco don't do a lower like value of these. So I got some of these and some Chinese 5 spice. Again, they don't do a sort of value or own option of this. I got 2 lots of the Eastman's proper tasty wafer thin cooked chicken. I thought if I'm going to buy it the cheapest, then the chicken is nicer, I find, than the ham, and it's also higher meat content. I think their sort of own brand or exclusive brand ham is somewhere around 64%. This is 84% meat. I got some Creamfields soft cheese. This is really good to make pasta dishes and things, and pop on toast and bagels. I do get 95% off my meat from Muscle Food, but I wanted to show you what's available in Tesco because I wanted this video to be helpful to everybody, not just the few people that might shop in a different place. I got some British beef mince. This is actually 20% fat, but there's 2 things you can do with this. You can either dry fry it and then drain off your fat. What my dad used to do is boil it and then he'd let the water cool, he'd scrape off the big sort of chunk of fat that was floated to the top, pop that in the bin and used it in like spaghettis and things. He used to say that all you were throwing away was the fat, not the flavour. So when you dry fry mince and you throw away the fat, you're also throwing away some of the juices and the flavour. So if you can be bothered, then he always used to do that, and it did make a difference. I can't say I've ever done it hand on heart, but it's worth a try if you're of the opinion, as my dad was, that throwing away all the fat is throwing away all the flavour. So just something to keep in mind. I've got some of these Miss Molly's chewy caramel wafer biscuits for packed lunches or like tea break kind of things. Some Tesco raisin crispy slices because they don't do anything sort of more in their own range. And I also got some of these coconut and chocolate granola bars. They were a reasonably good value. Boys love their fish and chips, just a really good quick meal. So I've got some of these battered white fish fillets. I'm assuming they are pollock. Yep, they're pollock, and they are 53% fish. So I'm not sure what the Young's ones and that are, but it would be interesting. I'll see if I can find a comparison online. But like I said, I will do a video letting you know what I think and if I'll be keeping any of the products or whether I'll go back to what I always buy. I think if I went in and these were the same price as one that was on offer from a better brand, unless these are absolutely amazing, then I'd probably buy the branded stuff if it worked out cheaper anyway, if you know what I mean. I got some of these breaded chicken nuggets. My boys actually really like these. They're really good to have in wraps. You can put some sweet chilli or some ketchup in the wraps and make it a little bit like a McDonald's like wrap of the day kind of thing. I'm tempted to use these in place of chicken with some Chinese spice and stuff and make like a noodly nugget chow mein-y thing, but bear with me. Like I said, I'll be doing videos on all of these recipes as well. I've got some of these pork sausages. This is a really good idea to put in a pasta dish. It can work out so much cheaper than buying meat. If you really are trying to save money, then sometimes using an alternative to mince in things like spaghetti or pasta bakes, sausages are great for that. Some of the chips, I buy these every week anyway. These are the cheapest ones that they do, but I just think they're really good. They're very nice. I got a pack of this cooking bacon. This is really, really good value. I always look through and try and find the ones with the least fat. Some of them you'll turn over and you will see they're masses of fat. This one I can't tell until I've opened it, but it's very bacon shaped, like rasher shaped. Sometimes you'll get this and you would end up with like 5 or 6 different rashers, almost as if you'd bought a whole packet of bacon. I'm going to be chopping this up myself, and generally that's what you pay for when you're paying for it in a packet. So I'm going to be making a few dishes with this one. I got some garden peas, the Growers Harvest, again another exclusive for Tesco. Some of the Hearty Food Co. potato croquettes. Again, buy these all the time anyway. They're just really, really good value. Not seen this Aria brand in Tesco. This is Aria Essentials. This was the cheapest toilet tissue they did. You get 6 rolls and they are 400 sheets. I'm assuming they're 2-ply, are they? Yeah. I don't recall them being a very bad price for 6 rolls. So we've got a block of red Leicester. It's exactly the same price as the mature cheddar, but I thought we'd get this for a change because we try the cheddar a lot and I wanted to do more of a comparison. So we'll see what this is like. Goes really nice in sandwiches, I think, red Leicester. Got some free range eggs. I don't know if Tesco do a cheaper version of eggs. I know free range, these are mixed sizes, so these are the cheapest version of free range you can get. But when they say mixed, I mean they're not really very mixed. That one's maybe a bit smaller, but they're just medium eggs, to be honest. I got some of the Neville's wraps. I've had these before, and the white ones I think are a nightmare. They split, they don't come apart, they're always stuck together. But I thought I'd try the wholemeal because I think I've had more success with these than the white ones. And when I kind of bent the pack, they feel like they're a bit more separated. So fingers crossed these are going to be okay because they are quite a bit cheaper than their next step up. Some of the Hearty Food Co. spaghetti and the penne. Again, sometimes this pasta just takes a little bit longer to cook, but it is still pasta. And if you are watching your budget, then this can work out a lot cheaper than buying the other kind. I've got 2 double strength squash. If you do watch my hauls, you'll know that I'm not impressed when Tesco switched over to quadruple strength squash. I just can't make it. I'm just so can't do it. I always put way too much in. The boys don't listen to me and still use it as if it's double strength. That's for Tesco's kind of own brand, but for their lowest brand, they do double strength still, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was exactly the same stuff that is in the other bottles, or used to be in other bottles. But anyway, it works out quite cheap. Like I said, prices are on the screen, but I got 2 of those. We'll give that a try. I'll see if the boys even notice. That's the other thing, I'm not even going to tell them that I'm buying the cheapest versions of stuff. I'm just going to wait and see if anyone says anything, because as soon as you tell them, they're going to go, oh, I don't like that, even if they do. So I'm not even going to mention it. I got a tomato ketchup, again at the Stockwell brand, which is their exclusive to Tesco. I needed a foam bath. I mean, I do love my baths, I love my nice smells. I often buy Radox and Imperial Leather, which, to be honest, are always on offer. And you can get really good prices, but this is even cheaper still, and I was pleasantly surprised when I smelt it, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm quite happy, as long as it doesn't bring me out in any rashes and it creates bubbles, I'm happy. Ooh, I've got some sandwich pickle. Again, this is the lowest brand they do, or they did in my Tesco, which is just Tesco's own. Some gravy granules, these are the Stockwell ones. Some wrapping foil. Now, I know from experience that this is thin and it does break much easier than the stronger one, but if you're careful with it, and it depends what you're using it for, then it is a lot cheaper. So we've got some Tesco thick bleach as well. I think thick bleach is the same if you buy Domestos or Tesco. I don't know if there's a huge difference, to be honest. I did buy a Glade bathroom spray, or like air freshener, because their 60p Tesco's own one was completely sold out. So I needed one, and this was the next best thing. I think this was like £1.25, but they didn't have anything else cheaper that I could have used instead. So I think this might be the only thing looking around that is not actually a Tesco brand or exclusive to Tesco brand, but it was the cheapest I could find and I needed it. I got some salad cream, and what's really interesting with this is the cheapest one. Again, it's Stockwell. This, for a tablespoon, is 16 calories and 0.1 grams of saturated fat. I think when you pay a premium for the bigger branded light version of salad cream, the nutritional information is exactly the same. I will have a check and make sure, because I don't want to lead you wrong, but it is worth checking, because sometimes, me especially, will go, well, I want the light version, so I'll just buy Heinz, for example, when I don't actually check what the own brand one is. And I think this looks like it's going to be exactly the same nutritional wise, so something to look out for. The Neville's pan of chocolate I buy every week anyway. Again, I've only bought one because when they're gone, they're gone. Neville's wholemeal bread I buy quite often. It is thin, but the wholemeal especially is very, very soft, and it's absolutely fine for sandwiches. Feeling the 2 of them, there's definitely more bounce on the brown. The white does feel a little hard, and it's quite thin, but I would say if you were going to have toast, or I'm thinking of doing like griddled toasted sandwiches with a soup or something, then I think this will be perfectly fine. And again, the price difference between that and the bread I would normally buy is quite big. And I always buy my 3 boys a treat when I go shopping. This is probably what they will notice. I mean, it says treat store on here. It's still an entire bar of chocolate, although it's quite small, to be fair. It is only 100 grams. But on a Friday night, we like to watch a movie. Sometimes we'll play like a board game or something. And I just always buy them a treat. I go up and leave it on their beds. So usually it's like a pack of Skittles or something, which is around £1. This is 30p. So I know it's not the healthiest thing, but then again, nor is a pack of Haribos, is it? There's probably not a lot in it. But they're not going to sit and scoff the whole, well, actually one of them's 16, so yeah, to be honest, he will probably scoff that in one go. But it's a treat. It's only a once a week thing, but for 30p this would be ideal for making like your own Rice Krispie things and that as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned the crisps. I just wanted to pop those in. So there's 6 packets in here, and you get ready salted cheese and onion, salt and vinegar. They are the Stockwell & Co, so I got 2 packs of those just in case I didn't mention them. So that is everything I bought. My total came to £45 and I think it was 11 pence. So that is my shopping haul for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are interested in seeing what I thought of the products, then make sure to click subscribe. I'll also be doing a new family meals on a budget series, like I said, so I will try my best to create filling meals, because I have to. I have 2 teenagers and 11-year-old. I almost said 12. He's almost 12, and my husband and myself. But I also want the meals to be healthy and nutritious and balanced as well, which is not always easy when you are trying to cut down on your spends. So if any of that interests you, make sure to stick around, leave me a like, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.